Welcome, creatures of the universe. This is the Topshelfers podcast, bringing you the weird, the crazy, the exciting stories of the internet. My name is Wesley McBee, and with me always, the man, the myth, the legend, Forrest Curtis.
So yeah, Mount Everest. That's my topic this day here. And I have some pictures so I can give you guys some info about some people that climb Mount Everest. Oh, okay, so what I'm talking about today is not Mount Everest. It's all the people that die on Mount Everest because they can't take their bodies off. So when they die, they just have to stay there.
Yeah, they're just stuck up there for eternity.
Yeah, so it's just a graveyard now. So
I still just don't get, like, I know a lot of people like to push their body to the extreme.
Oh yeah, it's
but
like,
at what point do you realize, like, well, is climbing Everest worth it still? I mean, so many people have done it. Lots of pictures, GoPro footage.
yeah,
That's like risking your life to a point where it's just kind of silly now.
it is. But like, yeah, the video I was watching, the guy said, like, I don't know, I think it's just advice for certain people. Like, he said when he's up there, you know, when he's home, he has a job, a family, kids. When he's up there, he feels free, he forgets about it. And so, like, it's his escape for, you know, people are going extreme for their escape instead of sitting, talking about stuff, podcasting, and drinking some booze. Their escape is
putting your life online.
Yeah, exactly. Like, climbing a mountain that tons of people die on. It's unpredictable. Like, it's way more than it was, you know, the 90s. Now they have the storm trackers.
I guess that does make sense.
Yeah.
You know, you hear about that with a lot of different hobbies that people get into. It's just,
yeah, it's
like rock climbing, like free climbing. These guys are fucking crazy.
Oh, it's insane.
No harnesses. They're climbing ginormous mountain cliffs.
Right.
But I mean, at what point are you kind of like, oh?
Yeah.
I guess you want to be that guy, though, because if I could say I climbed Mount Everest, I feel pretty cool.
Right? Like, yeah, we'll have to watch one of the times. There's an Everest, Jake Gyllenhaal movie, and it's, you know, Hollywood, but it's based on the true story, one of the mass, like, people that died up there. And, yeah, the one was like I don't know how, you know, I didn't really look into it, see if all the characters, I know some of them are, but, like, the one was a school teacher, and he got up there super late, and, like, when you get down, there's a storm coming, and, he just wanted to go up there and take a picture so he could show he was a teacher, show his class that he did it. He had tried it like 2 or 3 times prior to that. And so it was like, he's like, I'm not coming back. I need to make it to the top.
Damn. What about Cliffhanger? That movie's intense.
That is a good movie. Shit, I went all the way to the top. Now I see all these weird pictures I have on my phone. I was hoping, did you see the picture of Joe Rogan I posted to Instagram? I'll show you real quick. He posted a picture, or one of the kind of like Snapchat stories, the Instagram stories, and I took a screenshot of it, and it says, when you're giving her that Joe Rogan experience and she whispers, come inside me, and just a fucked up picture of his face.
That is so great.
And, well, the funny thing is, so some dude commented on it saying, he must think, like, I don't know if he's retarded, thinks I'm Joe Rogan or something. He's like, I'm a huge fan of yours. I make CBD cake or cookies or something. He's like, I would love to send them to you. You're a huge inspiration for me. I was like, what the fuck? This guy think I'm...
So you shared it and he thinks that you're Joe Rogan?
I guess, yeah.
Have him send it.
That's what Chandler was saying. He's like, dude, just have him send you some stuff.
If he questions why it's in Utah, just be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to be there visiting. Just get some free fucking weed cake.
Yeah, so back to Everest. The most famous one, a lot of people have probably heard of him, is now they call him Green Boots because he's wearing, there's probably pictures, I don't know, somewhere there's a picture. He's wearing super fluorescent green boots. That's why, and now he's a landmark for when they climb the mountain. He's like one of the main points where it's in a small little cave, an inlet. So it's a lot of people stop there, take a breath, and then people have lunch there. Just a dead dude laying there. He's a landmarker. Like when snow gets bad, they have to actually physically step over his legs because his legs go out into the trailway. And he's like one of the more famous ones. It's just crazy that they use his body as a trail marker now for like, so they know how far up they are and stuff.
That's fairly morbid.
Oh, very.
Like,
Yeah, but so his real name, well, I don't even think they're positive if it's him for sure. They just, because it happened in what, 96? Yeah, the 96 Everest disaster. And let's see here. Swing Paliar is his name, I believe. And he was part of the Indian team that perished in the 1996 Everest disaster. Three members of the six-man summit died climbing there today. There was a huge storm or something. They all died. A Japanese team climbing up thought they saw them going up. And they're like, well, they don't know for sure, but they're like, we're pretty sure we saw those guys. And so they saw them, and then like people were saying they saw lights coming down the mountain, saw their lights, and then never saw them again. And then now there's these bodies there.
oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the main one is him, Green Boots.
Well, the fact that he has, like, he's been there for so long. Like, what do you think the body looks like? Is it still preserved? Because it's...
Kind of. There's pictures of a lot of the bodies, like it's pretty, like, their flesh is still kind of there because it's frozen.
Yeah.
Some of them are skeletons, but yeah, like the dude, he's still there. His body's there. He's fully clothed. His oxygen tank's still sitting next to him. Yeah, it's crazy. And then there was another famous one, Scott Fisher, and I have more of his information somewhere in here. But yeah, so kind of about him. He was climbing by himself, I believe. And when he was climbing up, he got up, and then on his way back down, he stopped for a break. And, I think it was like 40, he was in the cave right next to where Green Boots is, the same cave. And he was in, like, the fetal position, you know. And then, like, 40 people, I think, passed him and didn't help him. Like, people said they saw him, like, he was mumbling because he was, you know, dying.
Yeah.
And shivering and stuff. And they said finally, like, the last people that like stopped us, if he was okay, they said he was way too far gone. There's nothing they can do about it. But just crazy, all these people passed the guy because they're, you know, they say there's this, like, people are like, it's kind of sick. They would rather get to the summit, like, you know, climb the mountain rather than help a dude that's dying.
See, and that's what I don't understand. Like, I get the point where someone's far too gone to bring down because you're putting your life at risk.
Yeah.
Like, that in itself is a tough question, but the fact that you would just rather, I get that you probably spent a lot of money to get there, a lot of money to train, you know, been working out for probably years.
Yeah.
But you don't want to save someone's life because you just want to get to the top.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
You can always reschedule, right?
Exactly, yeah. If you're climbing, like, you probably have the time, I guess. If you're willing to
money.
go out of your way to climb Everest.
I feel like that is kind of a pretty selfish thing to do. If I saw some dude freezing to death,
yeah, exactly.
I feel like I would be able to make the decision to
put that man on your back and climb him down the mountain.
Right, you'd be way cooler
exactly.
saving a guy on Mount Everest than just being the guy who got to the top of Mount Everest.
Yeah. And then there's this other one, a woman, Frances Arcentives.
Well, that's why she didn't make it to the top.
So she was alive. She was when she was found. She's one of, let's see. She became the first American woman to reach the summit without oxygen in May 22nd, 1998. But she became separated from her husband, was her climbing partner, and they got separated. And so he descended, and then he got back and realized she wasn't there. So, like, he's exhausted, and he heads back up to try to find his wife. And then, so he started heading back up the mountain, and he passed a team of some other climbers who had abandoned their summit. Like, so they were good. They stopped there, like, to help her. They were helping her down as far as they could, but they helped her as far as they could, but they ran out of oxygen. And so they were like, oh, and they couldn't help her, so they were going down. And when they were taking her down, like, one of her famous quotes, she says, "Don't leave me." She was murmuring to him when, you know, because, like, we can't help you.
Right.
We're going to be stuck here too. And then neither her or her husband showed back up to camp that night. And then the following morning, a bunch of climbers went back up, and they found, so they climbed back up the next morning, and that's when they found her, and she said, "Don't leave me." And so they were helping her back down the next morning, and she's still alive. They're helping her, but she kept slipping in and out of consciousness, and she was gone basically already. So she died on the next morning, helping her down, and her husband, I don't have it here, but yeah, her husband actually fell off a cliff or something like that, and he died. So both of them are dead on the mountain. There's tons, like.
Hope your trip was worth it.
Right?
2 thumbs up.
Let's see. There's more. This might be her. Oh yeah, here's a picture of her body. I don't know if we're allowed to. It's not her body, but they made a memorial for her.
Well, that's nice.
So she's still there. Yeah. I don't know. You guys can look it up if you're watch this. I don't want to show something I'm gonna get in trouble for.
Have you ever seen like how extreme frostbite gets?
Oh, it's bad.
Oh my god, it's disturbing. Shit starts turning purple and green and.
Yeah, it's awful.
No coming back from it.
Oh, let's see. There's a guy here. Let's see if I can find it. They call him like a real life Indiana Jones, and he's one of the people that died on the mountain. Here it is. George Mallory.
Rest in peace, George.
Right. He's one of the oldest bodies on the mountain and wasn't discovered until 1999, nearly 75 years after he died. So he was discovered in 99 and died 75 years earlier. They have a picture of him.
Oh yeah, there's not much
Face
left of him.
down, ass up. That's fucked up. Let's see here. Yeah, no one's sure if he actually made the climb or not, or made it to the top or not. He disappeared. They found his body later. Oh, but yeah, so yeah, there's a whole bunch of stories. We can get into a bunch, but so it's just crazy. So you read about all these people there, like there's this hill on the mountain, they call it Rainbow Hill or something like that.
Okay.
And it's because 80s clothes, 90s clothes, the fluorescent.
Right.
And so there's just bodies all over. There's so many bodies that they say it just looks like a rainbow, just all the bodies from all their fluorescent clothes.
Wow.
Yeah,
So do people go up there just to see dead bodies then at this point?
Nah, maybe there's people up there. Like there's a lot of people that say it's disgusting, like the camps, like because they just leave all their garbage up there. So they say like I don't know who would want to do it. They say it's so bad. There's just clothes, yeah, garbage, bodies, just all over the mountain. But let's see, I can pull up the video.
I feel like someone would step in and be like, "Hey,
you would think
there's a lot of bodies."
But all these people are, they say it would cost too much money for them to move the bodies. That dude I was telling you about, Scott Fisher, that died in the cave next to Green Boots, his family had someone actually move his body. They couldn't get off the mountain, but they got it so it's where, not just in the path.
Right. Not so people are stepping on it.
Yeah, exactly. Because, yeah, it's crazy, though. They say that people have lunch next to Green Boots, some dude's body. It's a bit morbid.
Yeah, I would say so. I feel like... I mean, how much money are we talking?
Oh, the dudes
Millions?
no. The dudes that take them up, I don't think, no. Like the guides, no, I don't think they make that much.
No, to take the bodies off.
Oh, that's a good question.
Because, I mean, if we're talking tens of millions, okay, I get you probably can't afford that, but...
I just think that, they're like, fuck them.
Right. Well,
It's kind of it's fucked up, but yeah, they do it. So here it is. It's a Viceland video, and so there's all these, talking about death and stuff. And this dude climbed the mountain in his shorts and no shirt.
oh, yeah, I know a lot about that guy.
You saw him? Yeah.
That guy's a fucking animal.
Let's see his name. You guys can look him up. Do you know his name?
I think he was on
Wim Hof.
Yeah, he was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, because he can fucking swim under ice water
Yeah,
for like...
it said he uses meditation.
Yeah.
Some breathing techniques and all this stuff. And so, like, he doesn't feel the cold. So
No.
he climbed Everest in his shorts and, like, that's it. Just shorts. Climbed Everest. No oxygen.
I bet he just got the biggest dick.
So that, right? That's fucking wild.
Well, his videos are funny because he seems like just a funny, laid-back dude. And he's just doing shit out in the middle of, like, Antarctica, freezing his ass off, but not really freezing.
That's wild. That's have you seen that Stan Lee show, the Superhuman?
Oh, yeah.
Finding. It's crazy, like, the dude that can just, like, stab fucking things to his arms.
Yeah. Or have you seen the real-life Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah.
He can climb walls and,
Yeah,
like,
I've seen
go
it.
opposite. So, like, if you're climbing straight up, he can flip around and still hold on.
You flip upside down.
And I don't... Weird.
It's wild. Did you hear about that? I think it was Chinese dude. He was one of the dudes that goes up on the skyscrapers and like hangs off and stuff and takes the pictures.
Yeah, he fucking died.
Yeah, he fell off.
Well,
it's crazy.
I'm surprised it took that long for one of those guys to die.
It's wild because, yeah, dude, like I used to do, like, you know, kind of crazy stuff like that, but not to the extent where I'm on top of a roof doing parkour and stuff.
No, how'd you fuck up your ankle?
Oh, yeah, I did fall off a building, yeah. I was drunk. There was a building being built, and I was climbing off of it. I'd been drinking a bunch, and so it wasn't finished yet. So on the side of it, where they're gonna put each floor, there was rebar bars coming out. I was like, oh, I'll climb down. There was like a ladder, and I climbed down. And it was just a thin metal. It wasn't rebar. So I had my arms up on the top up there, and then that one started bending down, and my feet slipped. So I fell 2 stories down and just right on my ankle.
Oof.
And then I wasn't even off the complete building yet, so I had to climb down another 2 floors with my I tore all the ligaments or whatever in my ankle, and so I had to climb down the rest of the building just with 1 foot basically, and then I was like, oh god, fuck, and then I was like, it's gotta be nothing like sprain, you know. But yeah, I was fucked up.
Well, I just remember like the couple days after that, you were just walking around all fucked up, and
it sucked.
You didn't go to see the doctor yet, and then when you finally did, you're like, oh yeah, I tore all the ligaments. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, the doctor's like, can you move it? I was like, no, don't do that, stop. She's like, yeah, this is bad. You should probably go see a specialist. I was like, put a brace on it, I'm good.
Yeah. But I mean, besides that, you're a climbing machine.
Yeah.
It just happened to be the rebar was all fucked up.
And I was drinking, which doesn't help.
It might help.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, it gives me the motivation, confidence.
Liquid courage.
Exactly.
I still remember one of the most fucked up things that I still feel sorry about was when we went up to your property and I threw something at you.
That's funny.
Did you just... Funny. I don't know if it just took the breath out of you.
Yeah, it just hit me in the back, and I was like,
I did throw it pretty hard. I don't remember. I thought I was mad about something.
Yeah, it's like just hit me in the perfect spot where I was. I haven't had that feeling in a while where it takes the breath out of you.
Yeah,
it's an awful feeling.
It really is because you can't really you think you're gonna die. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw it happen to Jordan one time. We were snowboarding. He went off a jump, and then I don't know. Yeah, he went off some sort of jump, and then he landed just so high up, just straight onto ice on his back, and it was just the most awful sound. Just, I was like, oh my god, is he gonna die? You gotta just sit there on a... They used to have a Cobra Dog stand up there, and they had little buses and stuff you could sit in, and he just had to sit there while we just rode down without him. Just fucked up his back.
Oh god. Yeah, I've been kicked in the solar plexus. That was...
Oh yeah,
a lot of fun.
You know what the worst ones is? When you hit your knee super hard, and it's one of the worst feelings.
Probably the worst.
Yeah, they say getting shot in the knee is like one of the most painful experiences you can have.
Well, your recovery is going to be awful too.
Oh god, yeah.
You are going to be off your knee and not be able to walk for a long time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. It's we've had a lot of fun trips up at your property. Because that was the time we got stuck in...
Oh, yeah, we got stuck in the snow and had...
Yeah, we have a buddy who was a little jumpy with the gas, and we drove forward into deep-ass snow.
Right, what were we, like 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wasn't old enough to drive yet, so he had to drive.
Either, because I was the youngest out of everybody. And we got stuck in 5 feet, 6 feet of snow.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's fun, though.
Like Everest, like you were saying, like, it just, why? Because they spend, like, a lot of them, like, $40K to have a guide take them up on Everest for a chance for them to die. Why?
I think it's just the achievement thing.
It is, but, like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me, but I do dumb stuff that doesn't make sense to a lot of people.
Yeah, and maybe it's just the compound interest of adrenaline.
Yeah, exactly.
After a while, things that get your adrenaline pumping just stop doing that. And then you have to get to the next extreme, and now we have piles of body on Everest and people in squirrel suits.
Exactly.
And I mean, squirrel suits are pretty fucking dope, but at the same time, hey, skydiving's pretty scary already. Let's get in these squirrel suits and fly through rocks.
Right? Yeah, like those 2 dudes, the Red Bull guys that jumped out of the plane, squirrel suit, and then flew back into the plane.
Yeah, those guys are pretty damn cool. I wish I could do that.
I wish I could be rich enough to where I can afford to, you know, be able to just go do this stuff.
Like Ken Block?
Yeah,
I want to be Ken Block.
Yeah, if I could have him the money to, like, his one car, I believe, was like $458,000.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
What kind of weight do you pull when you can shut down San Francisco for like 8 hours?
A lot.
And just drift around the streets? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I would. I wish, like, that's one thing I would love to learn how to, just, you know, have enough money where I can build a rally car. If I could become a driver.
That'd be so cool.
Like, as a career, that'd be, fuck yeah, I'd love to do that.
That'd be way dope.
That'd be one of the funnest ones.
But, I mean, think about that. Someone called, probably Ken Block, called the mayor of San Francisco. He's like, hey, I need you to shut this shit down for like 8 hours.
Didn't they shut down 2 cities?
Maybe.
He's a madman at the wheel, though.
He is. He's a fucking animal.
Have you seen the Unicorn, the Mustang, the old Mustang that they rebuilt for him to rally?
I don't know.
It's like a 68, 67 Mustang.
And he rallies it?
Yeah, a lot of people are mad because it's a classic car, and they basically used the body of it. They put, you know, wired in the stance. They made all-wheel drive, put a beast of a motor in it. But it's cool. He drives the fuck out of that thing.
I think it sounds cool to me. I mean, I get it. You're taking a classic and turning it into not a classic, but...
Yeah, it's dope, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
guess what? He's probably got a classic version.
Oh, yeah. He's got everything. He's got the couple of those Raptors, the off-road F-150 Raptors. And it has one of them has the tracks on it, like snowmobile tracks for all the wheels.
So doesn't he have a place up here in Utah?
Yeah, he has a place in Park City and then also one in California, I believe.
That's pretty cool.
I would love to hang out with him.
Well, yeah.
One person I used to follow him I might still follow him on Instagram. He hung out with the guy that plays Hyde in That 70s Show.
Oh, yeah.
They were friends. They would always be playing pool or drinking, beer pong.
Like up in Park City?
Yeah.
Does he live up here?
No, I don't think he does. I think he would just hang out.
Everyone comes to Park City.
Yeah, Ken Block always had pictures and stuff of him just going up Park City with his dog because his backyard's, just right on the resort.
Right.
So he just go walk up with his dog and then snowboard down.
What people don't know is Park City's shitty for the other 6 months of the year.
Oh, yeah.
There ain't shit to
Packed.
do.
We need to... One thing we need to do that I always go to is Sundance.
Yeah, I haven't gone yet.
It's fun. We should go. It's in like 2 weeks, I think.
It's in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like midsummer.
No, Sundance is winter.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's fun, though. There's always celebrities, probably a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah.
I go up there. It's cool, though. It's fun. We used to... They have more security now, but they used to have like it's where we met Common.
Yeah.
Was it there? They have like VR studios and stuff, and like Oculus Rift, all that, and to be the first people in, you have to be like VIP and stuff.
Right.
And or have bought like a pass, to watch the movies and stuff. And like the person, we're always so cool. We're like, we're going in, yeah, we're going in, like, okay, that's fine. So that's when we were sitting there doing that was a traumatizing one. It was a VR, and you VR through a guy and a girl at a party, and she got date raped, the girl.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah,
one.
so you get date rape. It doesn't show it,
right?
But you're just getting this girl drunk, and then 2 dudes go in the room, like, who's first? I was like, and she's passed out in the bed, and then you see it so from the guy's view, and then like after they're done, it just shows them getting dressed and then going out, and then it shows it from the girl's view, and she wakes up, and it just on her leg, Sharpie said, "You were fun," or something like that. One of the most traumatizing things I've ever done. But then, yeah, that's weird. So I had done it, and then someone else was waiting in line to do it next. And that's why, like, we have a VIP that's actually going to step in front of you guys. And it was Common. So we got to watch Common get virtually raped.
Oh, that's a fucking story.
He was cool dude, though. He took pictures with us. And
yeah, he seems like a nice guy. When did you guys see a bunch of cool, like, artists that were doing, like, small little shows?
Yeah, there was a bunch. Oh, yeah, we've seen... Who did we see last time?
Was A$AP Rocky one of them?
We saw who?
A$AP Rocky?
No, it wasn't A$AP. We saw Thundercat.
That's dope. Purple Lotus?
Flying Lotus.
Flying Lotus.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, Flying Lotus and Thundercat we've seen. And we were just like... Thundercat we knew was coming, so we were first in line.
Right.
Which was dope. And then Flying Lotus, though, we just stumbled upon it. Like, what's this? Like, Flying Lotus is performing. We're like, oh fuck, that's dope. So, and then they're like, all right, we're not accepting any more people. And then we're like, all right, we're standing there in line. And then the guy's like, all right, there's like 10 of us left. He's like, just come in, guys.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, yeah, everyone was jumping around so much, it caved the floor in. And I was like, oh, they're going to be pissed because it was a fire code. That's why they didn't let the 10 people in.
Yeah.
And I was like,
They
they're going to
broke
be
the fucking
pissed.
floor.
We like 10 more people in. Everyone's jumping around, breaking the floor.
Someone got fired that night.
Oh, for sure. I would love to, work it or volunteer. Just get to meet all the celebrities.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like my aunt. She does stewardess
Oh, yeah.
in the air, and she's met, like, so many celebrities.
It'd be fun.
She got, I can't think of his name. Some legendary baseball player to sign a baseball. She takes, like, pictures of, like, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise all the time.
That's so cool.
Because she flies out of Seattle. So there's always
Oh,
celebrities
yeah,
up in
people
Seattle.
coming and going.
So, be a fun job, but
Yeah, it would.
kind of got a little off track there. But
Yeah.
with the Everest thing, is there a count for how many people have died?
I have it saved. Let me see here.
Because
I think it's a shit ton.
Are we talking like above 10,000?
No, not that many. Maybe a couple hundred, but
Okay.
I mean that died. I mean, let me see. I know there's like I think a couple hundred bodies still up there.
Jesus Christ. That's wild. Well, because you hear like we were talking about the flying squirrel.
Yeah.
I hear that it's never really the equipment that fails.
No.
The equipment's always good. It's people
usually.
doing either something fucking stupid
Yeah.
or they're pushing the limits of the equipment and it fails.
Right.
Not that it just randomly fails. So is that the same thing with Everest?
Kind of. It just a lot of time the people are prepared. Sometimes, most of the time it's just not prepared or a storm comes in.
Right, because I
stuff like
imagine
that.
Mother Nature just decides like, hey, we're going to do this today and you're not going to be ready for it.
Oh yeah.
But how many times is it people just being more arrogant and cocky? And,
I think majority of the time.
because that happens a lot in a lot of different things.
Yeah,
but-
where they definitely shouldn't be climbing it in the first place.
Right.
And they do anyways. There was a dude, he wanted to snowboard down it, and it's a weird one, like the ghost stuff. They say people still will see a guy snowboarding down the side of the mountain.
Oh,
And,
jeez.
yeah, he died snowboarding down the side of the mountain.
Well, yeah, because it's like that. I know you have to be in extremely good shape to show up to even do Everest because, I mean, the air up there, you're barely getting any.
Yeah, you gotta be so prepared.
So how many people are showing up there not in immaculate shape thinking that they're the hot shit and try and do it and
A
just
ton.
die?
Especially back in the day before, like when it was like the 90s and stuff. A lot of people did.
Yeah, we can't all be like shirtless dude running up Mount
Yeah, like
Everest.
I
Like,
if I could have, like, I don't know, something like that, There's that dude, like, speaking of superhero stuff, that sticks his metal to his face and it can just stay there.
that guy, I saw that. That guy's cool. Have you seen? I forgot his name. Mohammed something. He has like these extreme vocal cords, and he can play orchestra music with his
Oh.
vocal cords.
It's kind of like the guy from Police Academy.
It's way above that.
Wait.
He can play like 15 different instruments at once with his vocal
Oh
cords.
my god.
It's crazy. He was on Stanley's Superhumans, and I can't remember the guy who actually goes out and goes to the people.
Yeah.
He was in New York and he's walking down into this concert hall thing, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize they were playing. I had an orchestra was playing today." They walk downstairs, just this one fucking dude, and he's doing all this weird shit, making all these crazy orchestra. Like there's a piano going, a violin going, a tuba going, like all this shit. And he's like, "How are you doing that?" He's like, "I don't know. I got weird vocal cords." So they actually went to a doctor and like stuck a camera down his
Did all
throat, and
his
they're
testing.
like, "Well, this doesn't look like a normal vocal cord."
Fuck.
Wouldn't
I
that
wish.
be cool?
It's like the dude in Police Academy said he learned all that stuff because he lived on a military base for his dad or something. So he would imitate the sounds of the helicopters, or just things around.
So he's just bored as fuck.
Yeah, just being bored and just imitating noises. He's like, anyone can do it. I was like, I don't think so. He did that where he's covering Led Zeppelin by himself.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's so good. He does the guitar and sings Robert Plant perfectly.
Wow.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure like 20% of that is like just doing it over and over. You get out of it.
Yeah,
Get
probably.
good at it, but
Yeah, definitely just a shit ton of practice.
there's something he has a little bit extra.
Yeah.
I love him in Spaceballs.
Oh yeah.
He just shows up.
Aren't they making a second one?
Yeah, the quest for more money.
What a perfect name for a sequel.
My favorite part in that is go comb the desert.
Oh, yeah.
And they got the two.
We ain't found shit.
Yeah, it's the two black guys with a pick.
Those movies are so good.
Shit.
Yeah.
Spaceballs are great. So we haven't actually sat down and like officially talked about The Last Jedi.
Oh no, we
I
haven't.
feel like we probably should.
Yeah, I mean, we're here. Why not?
Before we get into my topic, because my topic's gonna be fucking dark.
That's what I like to hear.
But
like,
should we give a spoiler warning right now? There's going to be spoilers for like the next 10 minutes.
Should we spoil or should we?
I feel like it's been how long? Like 2 weeks?
Is that long enough for
3 weeks?
start spoiling it?
Okay, from here on, if you do not want The Last Jedi spoiled for you, skip ahead like 20 minutes and we won't talk about it any longer than that.
Yeah.
Starting right now.
Yeah, we won't go longer than 20. We'll try to stay 10, 15, but we're
Yeah, you hear me right now? This is your last warning. Luke Skywalker
spoiler
dies.
alert. So, what'd you say?
Luke Skywalker dies. So if you didn't hurry and get past in time, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hashtag not sorry.
Right. So what did you said you liked it, right?
Yeah, I don't know why people are so butthurt about this movie.
Like there was things like I didn't like, like I think they're gonna do too much with it.
Me too.
But like I understand they're trying to make it the next generation of Star Wars. They're trying to, all the old actors are old now. They can't really keep the main characters in.
Well, right. Well, what are people mostly mad about Luke Skywalker dying?
I don't know. I don't think that's it. I think I don't know. I haven't really read stuff about it. Just my problem was I was like, this is dope. They have cool stuff, but a lot of it was too Avengers for me. They were putting too much comic relief.
Yeah.
And stuff, but yeah, like I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
I recommend seeing it. It's like theaters. I thought it was way better seeing it in theaters.
Absolutely.
You have all the cool sounds and stuff.
I just think people just want to jump on the Star Wars hate band so quick, and we still have one more movie before this whole entire thing's finished.
Yeah, and well, the Han Solo one comes out.
Disney said that they're ready for that to fail.
What?
They came out and said they're ready for the Han Solo movie to be a bust.
That's fucked up.
I think it's going to be too, because I think, like you said, everyone doesn't like the comedy thing, and that one looks like super lighthearted.
Because he's a spice trader,
yeah.
And if you read the backstories, like somewhat based on it, the backstories is like kind of dark.
Yeah, he's a smuggler.
Yeah, basically a drug smuggler.
Han shot first. Let's get that fucking straight here, people.
No, in the original, Greedo didn't even shoot.
Yeah, he got fucking blasted.
He just got shot.
He got blasted.
And then later they added in just so, it didn't look like...
Well, what I thought was weird is I watched it on TV like a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. They have it so it almost looks like now they both shoot at the same time.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I mean, come on, guys.
Right? No, fucking Han just blasted him. He didn't...
Yeah. Didn't even fucking think about it.
And have you seen, like, getting off track, but all the stuff that they've changed over the years?
Oh, it's crazy.
Like, the original Jabba the Hutt and...
Whoa.
So weird.
And then at the end, they keep changing the ghosts. It was...
Oh, yeah.
Some random dude for Darth Vader.
Yeah,
and then it was Hayden Christensen. Yeah. And I have the original cuts on VHS.
Oh, man. We need to sit down and watch those sometime.
I know. It's weird because there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And yeah, my dad was saying, because he was around the time, he said, yeah, like, one of the main reasons it was big just because it was so ahead of its time. It was competing, like, with Tron. Have you seen the original Tron? It's garbage.
Yeah. Really bad.
So, yeah, for, like, a sci-fi movie, it was amazing.
Well, and still to this day, Star Wars holds up, like, visually. Like, there's some stuff you're like...
Still, you can tell. Like,
you can tell it was done in the 70s, but...
what it is, holy shit, it's good.
Yeah.
That's why, that's what's cool about these new ones, they can do all this amazing special effects.
I have to say that scene where, I don't remember her name, the purple-haired girl turns the ship around and blows through the resistant ship.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
like in all slow motion and shit. I was like, ooh.
I was like, oh.
That's spicy.
She could have done that, like, 5 minutes earlier.
Right.
Just watching everyone just get massacred.
So my biggest hates of the movie, and then we'll go into the good stuff. Princess Leia doing the space thing, that was fucking whack.
That's what Chandler was talking to me a little bit, and I was like, fucking Leia's dead. And she's like, her arm's moving, and all of a sudden, I was like, The fuck was that?
Because what were they trying to do? Like, make it so, like, people know she knows the Force? Everyone
I guess,
knows.
yeah, everyone knew that.
Everyone knows.
Like, in the originals when it's either Yoda or is it Obi-Wan, when they're like, Luke's our last hope, and they're like, we have one more.
Yeah.
Is that Leia they're talking about?
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
Unless it's Rey.
Yeah, years later, Rey shows up.
I didn't like that, and the whole Finn and what's-her-butt going to that planet with all the gambling.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
Like, I get it. I liked all the alien shit because, like, that was, like, Return of the Jedi.
And it kind of had, like, a weird cantina band song.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And I was down with that, but it lasted a little longer than it needed to be, and then Del Toro's character was kind of whack.
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
get the stuttering thing.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Why is he talking like that?
He was a triple backstabber.
Yeah, he was.
But the biggest thing that I hated, and I hope that they revert back to, like, something else, Kylo kills Snoke.
Yeah.
And he just goes out like a bitch.
Snoke?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Like, I thought we were going to get Snoke to be, like, this pipe-hitting motherfucker that
I thought
shows up.
Snoke was going to be someone when he does,
Yeah.
like, the lightning finger. I was like, fuck, is that Palpatine?
Right. And then, like, he was super strong with the Force. Like, you could just tell, like, he was moving that lightsaber around like
He
it
was moving people around over the fucking
ground.
projections.
And then he just right away died.
Yeah, just gets cut in half.
I feel like, why not take him and be the main evil and then do something with Kylo and Rey?
Yeah, I know.
But now Kylo is for sure the main bad guy?
Being back in business. Finally.
Woo, woo, woo.
Guess let's leave it there.
Still looking good over there?
Yeah, it looks good. We're fine.
No delays, nothing like that, no stuttering.
Wait, I don't know, the sound's off. Hello? No, sounds good.
Hell yeah, boy.
Okay, well, we're back at it. We did have 2 people watching it, now there's 0.
Nah, they'll be back, don't worry.
We're back at it,
And us.
and hey, we can do this, watch. Title broadcast.
Ponglinus.
Pongalinus?
Yep.
I'm gonna do lean, like EENAS.
Ponglinus.
Alright, Pongalinus, there we go.
You guys ever seen a long dick before?
Alright, so yeah, if you wanna...
So yeah, we just finished our first topic. We're going to be uploading that to the YouTubes here pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll tag, like, the, location of where we're putting it on YouTube. Is it too high? Good?
Keep talking.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Turn
Back
it
at
up a little bit.
About there?
A little bit more.
A little more? Good? Good? I can just move it a little closer. Is
Yeah,
that
there
better?
you go. So my topic is going to be an interesting one because we're going to have to get some opinions, and I'm curious about something with you. Death.
Death. Like, just in general, what happens?
Just in general. Where I first want to start with this, have you had any true near-death experiences?
Like, I've had lots of stuff where, I could have died, but nothing where, I don't know, like, I've had, like, where, like, oh shit, like, life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear about first.
That's, when I fell off the roof, like, it's like a heart attack feeling, because, I only fell 2 stories, but in those, like, it feels like you're falling maybe a second of a fall, but, like, you're, like, oh, like, your heart stops, like, it's almost like your brain turns off. Like, for me, like, my brain turns off, and I'm like, oh, like, I don't know, just, it's almost nothing, like, this is it, because, like, just a falling, like, oh god.
Did it, like, slow down time? Like,
It
in
did,
your
it
head?
it felt like I was falling for, like, like 30 seconds. Like, I felt like I was falling, but it was really maybe half a second of me falling, but it's like, yeah, it goes slow. It's weird. It's a weird feeling.
After you fell and realized you didn't die, was there anything that happened, like, mentally?
My brain, like, almost shut off feeling. Like, I was sitting there, like, did that just happen? Did I just fucking fall off a building? And then I was like, you know,
Making
I'm
sure
good.
you're okay.
Yeah, my ankle, you know, I just landed on one foot and caught all the blow. So fucked up my ankle, but yeah, it's weird. I've had like other stuff happen, you know, like nothing, you know, like, oh, I could have died, like when we used to climb cranes or buildings and stuff.
Go into that a little bit. Explain high school Forrest and the friend group on some of the crazy shit that you used to do.
Oh man, there was so much. It was just a bunch of people that we always felt like we had to prove ourselves, like out crazy the other person almost, like do something more wild, be more crazy, like I don't know, like if they did something, I'm like, oh, I can do way more than that. And like, so we would go up to anywhere, like Salt Lake, things being built, stuff like that, and just, you know, climb up shit. We'd climb up cranes. And yeah, like the one time we were climbing up the crane, and it's a ladder. You just take a ladder all the way up to the top where the person sits, but they have a padlock to close off, you know, so people like us don't go in there.
Right.
But I was like, I'm gonna climb out and around it. So I went on the outside of the frame of like the main crane, and it's all greasy, you know, from gears and stuff. And you're like, oh, you're up there like 5 stories up. So, you know, one slip, you're fucking dead. And yeah, that's most adrenaline. Like I'm not afraid of much, like heights and stuff, but your heart, you know, it's so much adrenaline. And like, fuck, if I slip anything, I'm dead. I'm fucked up.
Would you say crane climbing was the worst? Because like I've heard a lot of the stories, like, and to preface me and Forrest friendship here, we've known each other since first grade, kindergarten actually, and I've known Forrest more than I haven't known Forrest, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I gotcha.
And during high school, there was a time, like we've always talked on and off, and then during high school we talked quite a bit, but then we didn't really hang out with the same people that much.
Yeah, I started hanging out with different people, so yeah, we were still friends, but
yeah.
And yeah, that's when I was hanging out with a bunch of people trying to be cool. I want to be a cool kid.
And you know, I wasn't ever involved really with the crazy stunts
because it was dumb. It was so dumb.
But I loved hearing about it, and I knew that one, when I heard about the crane stuff, I was like, oh shit, that's pretty wild. And then the train jumping.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Weird a train, like when they slow down to go like through certain areas, they'll slow down a bunch so you can actually run up, jump on it, and we'd run across the top of the trains and jump across them.
Like fucking Indiana Jones shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. People, they would get pissed too because they have mirrors, so they can. This one's on the fucking train.
Oh, I bet.
And
they get pretty mad too.
Honking the horn. They start slowing it down and stuff, and then we jump off, run away. What else? I don't know. We did so much. I always forget.
Yeah.
Just forget about the stuff we did. People say, like, we'll start telling stories like, oh shit, I forgot about that. Like, then the one, you know, I don't want to say the building. I don't want to get in trouble for.
Oh no. All building. This is just hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetical. But hypothetically, there was a building in Salt Lake, and it used to be. I'm not gonna say the name. You can look it up. For the longest time, it was one of the biggest buildings in the U.S., and now it's nowhere close. But, and like we would look at the fire escapes, like that has it's an old building, so it has a fire escape all the way up the side of it, but the fire escape only leads down to another building.
Right.
So we went up on top of this parking garage, and then there's like, I don't know, 10-foot drop to, you jump down, and then it has a little platform, and then some coolers, and then you have to climb down the metal cables on the side of the building to get even lower to get to the fire escape. And like, don't jump down. If you jump down, I don't think you're gonna be able to get back up. I was like, I'm gonna jump, and I just jumped off. And then you go down, and then you can open a door that into the parking garage for everyone else. Right. So luckily it worked out. And then, yeah, we climbed up on the building, and that's weird too. You're just on top of this tall-ass building looking down.
Probably had a crazy view.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's pictures. This one kid, I wasn't there at the time because, you know, we showed people, and then everyone started showing everyone else.
Oh, yeah.
How to get up there. And this dude, you can get a little higher up, has a big sign on top of it. And you can climb. There's an elevator that takes you actually up, but no one knew about that at the time. So he was trying to climb up the side of the sign on top of the building. It's still brick, so if you fall, you just fall on top of the building. Mm-hmm. But he was climbing up, and bricks broke out because it's so old, and he broke both of his ankles. And falling onto he just fell down back to the roof. Right. And he had to climb all the way back off the roof with two. Is
this someone we know?
No, it's Yeah, I don't want to say names.
No, don't say the name. But is it someone that we...
No, it was a friend of a friend.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought I knew who we were talking about, but then I didn't.
No, it's...
But, yeah, those are... I remember hearing about that, too. It was crazy because they figured out how to get on top of it, and then I literally saw on all the social media people we know going up there after these guys did it.
Definitely.
Like fucking followers.
Another thing I just remember we did was tray surfing, where we would get either like cookie sheets or trays from McDonald's, fast food places, and we would stand on them and hold on to the back of the car and then go as fast as we can in the car.
Yeah.
You just slide. So yeah, you're just sliding behind a car, tray surfing, and like if you at a certain point it's plastic, so it would start melting through the tray and then it'd melt through your shoes, and then yeah, the one kid that is our friend, he was wearing moccasins at the time, and it went through his moccasin and fucked up his foot, his brand new moccasin.
Well, I was there for some of the tray surfing because I was like on and off. Like they would like invite me to everything, which is awesome, and then I'd go to sometimes and go watch these guys do crazy shit.
You guys are idiots.
Well, it was funny.
Yeah,
it was fun to watch.
It was just the stuff, like, God, you could get serious trouble for this.
Oh yeah, I remember the first time. I think we were right out of high school. Forrest calls me up, asked me to want to hang out, and they had a surfboard on top of their car.
Oh yeah.
And we went over to a park and we were surfing on top of their car.
That was fun.
That was just like a weird one-off day, and it was.
Yeah, we did good shit. So much dumb stuff. There's so many stories. Like, we gotta get one of those guys over one of these times to, they'll probably tell stories.
Who would have the most? Brett? Jordan?
Yeah, they would have the most. We gotta find someone. I don't know who. That was just watched, because they're always the one. They know all of it. Like, I forget. I did so much shit. I don't remember. But they're like, yeah, you fucking remember when you did that? Like, oh.
Well, and then one day, well, maybe not. I don't. How do I say this without putting anything out there in the world that is not worth? Golf course.
Are you talking about drifting and stuff?
No. Particular thing that was located by the golf course.
Oh, the house?
Yeah. That probably needs to be talked about at some day, but I imagine you guys are still...
Yeah, I don't mind.
Those people really weren't happy.
Yeah. I can tell a little bit. So I doubt they're going to ever find out listening to this.
They were pretty upset.
We'll just say there was a known house that people would doorbell ditch because the dad would get he would chase you and get a reaction. So all the kids would do it on purpose because the dude would freak out and chase them. Kids think it's funny. And yeah, one of the times he tried throwing a baseball bat at me.
The one time I went,
yeah,
almost got hit with a fucking baseball bat.
Yeah, I was just running and he fucking throws the bat at me, barely misses. I was like, what?
He would have gotten a lot of trouble if he hit you.
Yeah, I would have. I wouldn't have told though. So
well, no, but if he fucking knocked you out and
assaults a underage kid.
Right.
It's so funny though.
That was a funny day. I'm trying to think of some of the other crazy ones that kind of led to just these amazing stories.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to.
There was the giant swing up.
Oh, the rope swings.
Yeah, the rope swings.
Yeah, that giant. We have a giant rope swing nearby, and it shoots you. Like, you have to climb in a huge tree, and then you jump out of it holding onto a rope, and you swing and then fly away in the air and then into the lake.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that one.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Because that's a good story too. That one actually involves you quite a bit. The swing up by Brett's house.
Oh, the zip line.
Yeah, the zip line.
Yeah.
I thought that was really fun, but that was one of those things that if it stopped midway, you're probably getting fucked up.
I did stop. I hit a tree and got stuck, and then I had to, scale the wire with just my legs on the zipline seat, and the wire's all fucked up and frayed, so it cuts up your hands.
To put it in perspective, one of our friends lives up kind of in the mountain, and in his backyard there's a zip line that goes, what would you say, 30 yards down into a little gully.
Yeah.
But there's nothing, the gully is just trees.
Yeah. So it's like a huge ravine, so you're going over the tops of the trees.
And if you were to fall off or get stuck, you're gonna get fucked up.
It was sketchy too, yeah, because it was just an old pulley on a cable with an actual swing, a swing set swing.
Yeah.
Chained to the pulley.
Nothing holding you on except you holding on to the chain.
Yeah, you're just like,
swing.
fuck. It was fun, but...
Yeah, tell the rope story, though. That's a crazy one.
It's not that you're talking about. But yeah, there was this giant rope swing, like I was saying. You climb up a tree, and then, so you jump out of the tree holding onto the rope, and it's sketchy because, like, the bottom of the rope touches the ground. It sometimes drags along the ground, and there's, like, stumps and stuff. So you have to hold way up, and then hold your feet up, and you're, like, 6 inches swinging above the hillside into the ground. And, yeah, that's weird, too, because it just feels like you're falling the whole way, because you just basically are. And you swing, you shoot way up in the air, like, probably, like, 40 feet in the air. And it was, it was nighttime the one time we were doing. We did it a bunch of times, but it was just getting dark. And so I went way up in the air, and I, like, penciled, because I thought I was about to hit water, and I was so high up in the air that I didn't hit water for, like, 2 seconds. So I panicked, and I pulled my legs up and started flailing, and then my ass hit first, and so much water pressure shot out my asshole, it tore, like, my asshole, like, towards my gooch, it tore out. Like, I ripped my asshole.
I promise you guys, he ripped it because I've seen the picture.
Yeah, no one. Well, at first it happened, like, I was so much shock. I was just, like, floating on water. Like, it hurt so bad. Just anally water. Just got an enema, and it ripped my asshole. And I walked up, and I was like, guys, I think I tore my asshole. And they're like, no, you shut up. No, you didn't. And I was like, no, I seriously. And it hurt so bad, and, like, there was so much water in my, like, kind of gross, but yeah, water was coming out of my asshole, and we got back, and I was in pain, and I was like, look, and they're like, no, and some of our friends are CNAs and stuff, like, all right, I'll look, and they're like, oh, you need to go to a hospital now. I was like, I'm not going to a hospital, like, I tore my asshole, I took a picture, tore it.
Yeah, seen that picture.
Yeah.
Not worth, but it's 100%.
Tore my asshole.
I felt bad seeing that picture.
It sucked.
I don't wish that on any of my enemies ever.
Because I was like, go to a hospital. I was like, no, I'm not getting stitches on my gooch by my asshole.
What'd you end up doing?
Nothing, just to let it heal.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They're like, you're getting an infection. You shit out there. It's an open wound. No, just tried keeping it clean. And
Dang, talk about the immune system, man. I thought you did go to the doctor and get it patched up.
No, I was not saying a fuck no.
Does your parents know about that one?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Sure. That would be an interesting one to bring up.
Yeah, they're listen to our podcast and hear about how I tore my ass. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, did you feel like any weird death experience with that, like near death?
No.
Or just pain?
That was like a panic because I knew I was going to hit water eventually, but it was just shock, straight shock. I was like, I don't know if I can swim back because you shoot way out there too. I was like, oh, doggy paddling in pain. Like, takes your breath away because it was like immediate pain. Oh my God. Oof. So it was bad, but still fun.
Yeah, there's so many stories, I imagine. Because the only thing is that I ever were really,
Yeah.
English, my first language. A couple of the other things that I was involved in is people like to drive their car on anything that wasn't a road, fields and different things like that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he loved to drift everything. He had a 90-something Nissan Sentra. He drifted everywhere. It was fun. It's good times.
Yeah. Right out of high school was good times too.
Yeah, it was. Right out of high school was probably the best because that's when I started getting laid.
Right.
Girls talked to me for like a year and downhill from there. Got a girlfriend.
Ooh, I don't like to talk about that time for me though. It was like a year and a half after high school for me when shit started getting interesting.
Yeah, it's when I started hanging out again and partying. That's when I would get too drunk and pull my wiener out every fucking time.
Yeah, I've seen Forrest Wiener more time than I've seen my own.
Most probably. There's a picture last week while we were at the Christmas party. I don't know if I told you about it. They're one friend. It's a roommate at their house, and he's the other kid's stepbrother, something like that.
Who?
It's Colton's stepbrother.
Colton.
Yeah, that hangs out with those guys. Aaron.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I was thinking my weeks are all fucked up. I thought you were talking about the Chandler's Christmas party for his work.
Oh, no. Just that Christmas party we went to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then, so they're like, let's go all get naked and take a picture in his room. And they're like, some people do, because, you know, they were all covering up and stuff. And, like, some people just show their butt, because he's, like, I think he's ex-military.
Yeah.
Super straightforward, you know, like, discipline.
Right.
And so, like, they're like, it's going to be hilarious. He'll be pissed. He's the one kid's stepbrother, and then the other one's roommates.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they're like, so everyone's just turning backwards and showing their ass. And like, for the picture, I was like, fuck it. Turn around. They sent me the picture today. It's so funny. Just me dick. Everyone else's ass, or kind of see balls, but yeah, everyone's ass turn around and just me forwards.
That's so great.
I have no shame. It's gonna be the death of me. That's a bad thing. If our podcasts ever start taking off and then these pictures start showing up.
Hey.
There's probably so many that...
Prefaced, episode 2, there's dick pics everywhere.
Yeah.
Fucking hate on it.
Yeah, I don't know about so many dick pics, but, like, embarrassing ones. Like, me wearing a dress and
heels. I got one you in heels. That's a good one. But I also, for every dick pic, there's one amazing picture.
Yeah, that's true. I tried my best.
And I got a lot of those amazing ones.
That's what I, like, anytime I was doing anything, like... If I was going snowboarding, I was like, I gotta take a sexy snowboarding pic, just wearing my just my snowboarding coat, boots, and I have my snowboard in front of my wiener.
Oh yeah.
Just every time I'm going fishing, just my fishing rod.
I'm a construction worker.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't know.
Sexy photo shoot back in high school.
Those were fun.
Those were funny because you would just get sent a picture of Forrest or other friends being sexy as fuck in some sort of outfit with a cowboy hat around their dick or something.
So many people.
What you're gonna find out here in like the next couple of years is there's gonna be someone who's like madly in love with you and has all these pictures.
I hope so. I would like to see a lot of them. A lot of them disappeared. I want them back.
Well, there was that one girl that I told you about that I was never supposed to tell you about that apparently had a mad fucking raging crush on you for like 3 years.
Yeah, I never knew. Like,
never knew. She should have stepped up.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah.
I'm just doing my thing.
Just Forrest. I mean, fuck. Walk up and say, what's up?
Yeah, come over. Hey, girl.
Let me see that dick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, man, getting off the deep, dark topic there, just some dick pic talk.
Tomorrow we can do more when Chandler's on.
Oh, yeah, Chandler.
Because he'll have some.
Chandler's going to be on tomorrow. Get ready for that.
Mr. Handsome Chandler.
Mr. Handsome
That's going to be his new name on the podcast.
That's got to be his name.
Handsome Chandler.
Every time he's on, featuring Handsome Chandler.
He's going to be so confused why we're all suddenly calling him Handsome Chandler.
See, that's the thing, is he doesn't know that he's, like, super handsome.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
I know. I wish I looked that good.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm over here cultivating enough mass for 4 people.
Yeah, I peaked. I'm going downhill now. It's downhill. I'm going to start losing my hair soon. No facial hair, so I'm just going to look like a fucking cancer patient.
You need to get on some,
mustache.
like, crazy-ass testosterone and just grow a beard and shave your head.
Yeah, that's a look.
Yeah, it's a look.
Pull it off, but...
I can't. I tried. I look real dumb.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to lose my hair soon, too, but you know what?
Mm-hmm. At least you have facial hair. I don't.
True. At least I'll have facial hair. Hopefully.
Like, dude, that guy's going through chemo. Maybe I'll pretend. Set
up a donation. This is my GoFundMe. I have cancer. I need some donations.
No, hopefully, like, you know, if I lose it right here, I'll just wear hats like this because, you know, the sides usually stay.
Right.
So I'll wear a hat every day.
Well, to be completely honest, there's a lot of technology now where people can get fake hair and it looks like their real hair. Yeah. Okay, speaking of morbid death stuff, my grandpa passed away like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And that man had the most like perfect hair, being how old he was for a long time. He was wearing a toupee for like 35 years. My whole life I knew him. It was just a toupee.
You thought he had his nice hair?
Nice ass hair. And I'm like, fuck. That means those genes are coming onto me too. I'm gonna have to have a fucking toupee. He was a great guy.
Yeah, of course, but that's funny.
Never ever once told anyone, maybe except my grandma. I don't even know if she fucking knew that he was rocking. My dad, his son, had no idea ever that it was a toupee. We were all talking about it, and I was like, God damn, you guys got some good ass hair.
Right?
Hey, you know what though? If you gotta do it, you gotta do it.
Right?
I'd probably rock a toupee.
Yeah. Like in what show is it? Oh, Seinfeld, where George gets the toupee, and then Kramer's like, "Damn, Jerry, he looks more handsome than you. He's a handsome guy with hair." He's wearing the toupee.
Sadly enough, I've only seen like 3 episodes of Seinfeld.
Oh, it's so good.
It's not that I don't like it. Like, I'm just never really...
Yeah.
The one episode I did watch, I was dying.
Oh,
they were making
great.
fun of the Kennedy magic bullet, and it was with spit. Some guy spit on him at a baseball game, and they kept exaggerating that it bounced off like 3 different people and then hit him in the face, hit one of the main guys in the face.
That's so funny. Yeah, there's so many good episodes of Seinfeld. The crazy thing is what was his name that plays Kramer? He's nothing like his character.
Wasn't he a psychopath?
Kind of, yeah. He's the one that got in trouble for saying the N-word.
Yeah, he was being super racist.
Yeah, and like I was watching videos and like they would, they're filming a comedy show. They would always start laughing and stuff, and he's like, "Come on, guys, keep it together." He was getting mad at him.
Well, now isn't Curb Your Enthusiasm supposed to be like Seinfeld extended?
I don't know. I haven't heard of that.
I thought I heard that. I never watched either of them really. Like just Seinfeld a couple times, but everyone says Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm are like the same show.
Huh. I'll have to check it out. I haven't seen it.
But back to the topic. I have a
Back
couple
to death, yeah.
near-death experiences. The major one was when I was super young, and this goes to my weird phobia, or not phobia. I don't want to say phobia, but fear of deep water.
Yeah.
I almost drowned when I was like
that's
4.
a bad one. Yeah, that would get you.
And it was just like really dumb. I was on a little canoe with my dad and one of my cousins, and my cousin was being funny and flipped it, and I started sinking and sinking and sinking, and my dad saved me and pulled me out.
Yeah, that's it.
And
especially as a child, that's traumatizing.
yeah, and like I don't remember all of it.
Yeah.
But I don't like deep water. I don't like the ocean. I don't like going swimming.
Yeah, I feel like
I like hot tubs. That's cool.
Those are nice.
I can stand in it. It's warm.
Yeah, those feel
Get
good.
a little toasty.
We need a podcast or a hot tub in here.
Dude, that'd be the fucking shit. I'm just soaking in a hot tub. Then you can get drunk really fast too, and you stand up and like,
oh yeah.
But that was probably the most traumatizing one. And then a car crash a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Because it was just weird. Like I still to this day wish I knew what the lady was doing, but I was just driving up. It was just me going to work up a normal road, going 30, and she just completely swerved into my lane, hit me head on, totaled my car. I didn't get really fucked up. Like my whole entire, like where my belt was at turned purple.
Oh, I bet.
And my shoulders and stuff were hurt, and my knee kind of got hurt a little bit. But she didn't say sorry. I got out of her car and was like, oh, I'm crying. She had a baby in the car and like 3 kids.
Fuck. That's insane.
There's nothing. Like, we're talking like, okay, here's me going straight. Let me get this on. Going straight. She came like this and just right on. 2 lanes, right on.
That's wild.
For no reason.
Yeah, I've never been in a serious car accident, so.
Sucked. Because on the insurance side of things, all that ended up happening is they paid off my car.
Yeah.
So I was out of car.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, that sucks.
Everyone said I should have sued the lady, but. I don't know.
What do you think she was doing?
They started testing her blood on scene.
Oh, really?
She wasn't drunk.
Huh.
So maybe she had meds, or maybe she was a diabetic, or she like dropped her phone.
Yeah, something.
That's what I think. Is she dropped her phone by her feet or something, and like tried to reach down and
probably
turn the wheel.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things like I'll never forget the noise of the impact.
Just loud.
It's just something you'll never hear.
A lot of people talk about you get a ringing.
Oh yeah.
Your ears start ringing really bad.
Well, and kind of like what you were saying when you were falling, like the whole entire time, like she hit me, like we were both going 30, so it was such a big impact that we ended up almost going into someone's yard from the street. And it was right outside your turn-in for where you live.
Yeah.
So I ended up on the opposite side of the road. That whole entire time while I was getting hit and dragged, felt like it was like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's wild. It's weird. Your brain does that.
Yeah, and I was like conscious. Like I was like, oh my God, there's nothing I can do. And just like feel the whole force and impact on me and feel the belt like ripping against my body. The only thing The seat bag fried my hand, but I don't really have any marks.
Yeah, a lot of people get the burn marks.
But nothing that lasted long.
That's good.
But that was the only other one that was really crazy, but...
Yeah, I can't really, I did crazy stuff, but I never felt like, I was out of control where I could die.
Yeah.
So I don't really have that many.
So then, to the second part of this, I had a death 2 weeks ago in the family, and it was shitty. But where do you stand on afterlife?
It's tough. It's very tough to say because, I don't really believe there's heaven or hell.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's weird because, like we were talking about last time, ghosts and stuff.
It's a big contradiction.
It is very. So yeah, it's hard to. I don't know. It is weird because I have. I was watching stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard of coming back, reincarnation stuff. Have you read about that at all?
Yeah. Like what kind of like?
There was an old one of these other podcasts I listened to. They found an old record, and it was a guy that would do past life regression hypnosis, and it was weird. So they would get him in such a deep state trance, and they would okay, bring up one of your past lives, and then they would be nothing, they were searching in their memories, and then they would start having they would start talking, they would come back who are you, and it would be it'd be a woman, then she's it was a boy in 100 years ago, and then they would talk with the correct accent for the time and stuff, and then they'll be okay, what are you doing right now? And the one was a homeless beggar kid, or selling newspaper or something. He's selling newspaper, and then there was a bunch of people that did it, and all these they for some reason it seemed every 70 years you seemed a new life, and they would I don't know, I'd have to look into it more, but they would the people would tell stories about stuff that happened that wouldn't be on record.
Yeah.
And the one dude, they went back to a dude on Independence Day, 1776, signed Declaration of Independence.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? They're celebration, and stuff. And then they would ask him certain stuff, and then they well, what's your name? And they would say the name, and then they would look up the name and stuff, and they would have perfect, someone that knows nothing about history would know perfect knowledge of what happened that day and stuff, and then they would say stories that you wouldn't think anyone would know, and then that person shouldn't know, and then they would look up stuff, or they would contact the family, they would find a diary of the person, and they would what the person went back they would have it stories written down, and the other person would tell it past life regression stuff.
Wow.
So it's weird, if it is real, I don't know, it could be fake for sure, but
right. Well, and that goes to
somehow your energy stays around or something,
well, yeah, there's this
consciousness, they say, black matter, dark matter.
Yeah. I'm gonna sound really dumb for a second, but I don't remember, because I've done a lot of studies on different religions, and I kind of get some of them mixed up.
Yeah.
Is it Buddhism or Hinduism that believes in reincarnation?
It's Hindu, both kind of, but more Hinduism.
So there's this, I can't remember who wrote this paper, and it's a fiction paper, but it was kind of goes along with this, is, and I know we've listened to it, because one of our friends was big into a James story about how the guy died going to work with his family.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of a real concept.
Yeah, and basically what it is he dies on a car crash going to work, and he goes to this dimension that he can't explain, and there's someone there talking to him, and he's all oh, what did you learn? And and the guy who dies well, wait, did I die? And the other guy's well, don't worry, you'll understand in a few minutes. And he's well, what about my family? And he's none of that matters now, just relax, you'll understand here in a minute.
Yeah.
And through the story, as the other guy starts talking to him, the guy starts forgetting about his family and starts realizing where he's at, and he's in this I don't know to call it an alternate dimension, or kind of a holding place after death.
Yeah.
But what it is this guy is some sort of deity, and what he's doing is when you die, you go talk to him, and then he sends you to another person's life you have to go live. And for you to ever become enlightened, you have to live everyone's life.
Yeah,
in their shoes.
That's basically what karma is.
Yeah.
That you have to live every life selflessly without ever doing anything like. So if like help an old person cross the road, but you do it to make yourself feel better, you have to start over.
Yeah, it's not karma.
Yeah, so that's what and so basically they say, everyone is you. You live every life. So anything you do to someone else, it's you.
Well, right, and for all you basic bitches out there who think karma is, I do a good deed and get a deed back.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
not how fucking karma works. Or even the opposite way when someone wrongs you and you say, well, karma will get them. Don't be dumb.
Right.
The root of karma is just basically do good things and don't expect anything in
you have
return.
to live your whole life selflessly. Every decision, it has to be selfless. Every time. You can never do anything for your own benefit.
Yeah. Because karma is...
Which is why they say... Because who can do that?
Right.
Even, monks. Well, we're people.
Yeah, we're human.
Everyone is crazy shit.
But I was just thinking about it because obviously, with a death in the family, it kind of gets brought up, and it's just weird talking to family members or other people about it because, like, is it just them, like, comforting themselves when they say, like, oh, I'll see him again, or...
Yeah, I think so. That's what I think a lot of it is, like, you don't want to feel you lost someone for good or it's just over.
Right.
No one wants to think that they die and nothing else happens. But to be honest, to me, like, it seems like hell to me to live because, they say this is nothing, that you live for eternity. Like, I don't want to be existence for always, always. It seems awful to me.
No, yeah, I don't either. Like, I think, and there's a question, like, I don't give myself any titles on what religion, but I don't believe in a god or an afterlife or anything along those lines. But I just feel, I don't know, it's just, I guess death just hits me in a different way because it's, I don't know if I really want, I don't know where I'm going with this. It makes me realize that life is shorter than it actually is because you can be gone at any minute, so it makes me want to do more things.
Yeah, you want to live everything, like, this is all we got. You don't want to think that, you wasted the little time we have here.
Right, because I don't think that there's going to be time afterwards.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me. I think this is it. I don't know. Yeah, for me, it's I'd prefer it that way. I'd prefer us to just end rather than, like I said, living for eternity with people I hate.
Right.
Who wants to go forever? Like some people do, for sure, but...
Well, I don't know. I mean, it just seems weird.
Same, yeah.
I think with a lot of religions, that's like a comforting thing, because when people start thinking about death being a permanent thing, it scares them.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are afraid, especially at their last moments. They don't want to, like, this is it. I don't want to. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what happens.
I don't either.
We either will or will not know someday.
Right.
So, I can't really say, but I don't think there's anything afterwards.
No.
But it'd be cool if there, in certain aspects, but
it goes back to, like, maybe the energy stays there.
Yeah, right? That is weird, though, to think, like, if you die and then somehow we become, ghosts or spirits or something and, like, trapped here, living, like, I don't know, do you think, and for the sense of talking, like, if ghosts are real and stuff, that has conscious thought? Or do you think it's just a reoccurring memory, basically, on repeat?
Yeah, I think it's just that.
Just same thing happening over and over
Well,
again.
if you believe in the multiple dimensions,
that's true.
It could just be one that's trapped there forever.
Yeah, that's crazy. The weird is, like, what they say demons are and stuff is just a malicious spirit that never had. It's entities that never had a body.
Right. So
they never existed, and that's what they want is a body. That's why they do the crazy shit. But that's a whole
a
whole other thing talking about. I don't know, afterlife, it's complex. Like, it's really hard to get into. So
Yeah.
many thoughts.
What was that?
There's just so many different ideas for what happens or what doesn't happen.
And I just don't know why people have to fight about it so much. Instead of just having an open conversation.
Or just, like let them. Yeah, it's weird that all this is fighting over creation or what happens after you die.
Yeah, and how you're supposed to live your life.
Yeah, it's meant in religion in its core is basically how to live and be good.
It sounds so stressful being a religious person.
Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why it is. That's why it seems like religion's made up, because without it, a lot of people think that they need to live that way just because of religion.
Well, yeah, and it's guidelines, but I mean, without religion, are people just gonna go kill? Do we have people commenting?
Yeah. Mr. Terry Jakubik said, "Good morning," and he said, "How did you sleep?"
Oh.
We didn't sleep. If you're still watching.
Yeah, no, we're stay up all night every day. Good morning to you, though.
Yeah, what time is it for you? If you're still watching, I don't know if you are, but
yeah, welcome. We're talking about death. I hope that makes you excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just don't understand why everyone just gets so angry about it. Like, what's the point?
There is none. No one just wants to feel they're wrong, though.
Yeah, you don't want to feel dumb. I get that, but I think to be a mature adult, you have to know when you're actually wrong.
Exactly.
And be okay with saying I'm wrong. It's so nice, like,
yeah,
because like when you actually are wrong, if you can admit to being wrong, it's just more respectful,
right? I don't know. Sometimes I do it like without even noticing though. Like even when I'm wrong, I just argue. I'm like, why am I arguing right now? I know I'm wrong. So I'm like, sorry.
No, that's understandable, but I don't know. I think I thought about that a lot last week with having family member passing, and it was weird because it wasn't really hitting me too hard as much as it should have, and I just think over the years it's kind of, the more that I become who I am with my thoughts and what I think does happen, it's just...
Yeah, it is weird to think though that potentially that one day it just nothingness.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, and that's like the question people ask a lot of people who aren't religious is like, does that make death easier or harder? And in reality, I don't really have an answer.
Same here. That's a weird question.
Because it's not... It's still hard. You lose someone you love, but at the same time, I didn't really lose them.
Yeah.
Because
they're there.
I know death is coming, regardless.
It happens to everyone.
Happens to everyone. It's unstoppable at this point. Not saying it will be forever, because weird shit could happen.
Yeah, definitely.
But everything that, someone who's passed away in your life, all the memories and experiences and lessons that they've taught you are with you forever.
Yeah.
So it's not like they died. They lost their body.
Yeah.
You can't go see them anymore.
They live on.
But they're still a person to you, right?
Exactly, yeah. You think about them and they're still,
yeah, so I understand that it's hard to, like, don't get me wrong. It was hard for me to lose my grandpa.
Oh, yeah, it's sad, but, it's...
he taught me a lot about being a man and being a person and being a good person and a decent person. Just because he passed away doesn't mean that all of a sudden those are gone.
No, it's still there. It still exists forever. And
yeah, so it's not... I guess I just look at death a different way.
They're still there in your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Everyone's thoughts. Everyone, everyone that was around them has a little piece of them,
right?
Like in their head. So,
well, right, and that's what
they live on.
That's what I hope when I pass away. Whenever that happens, whoever is around me, friends, family, whatever, it's not a sad thing. Like this awful. It's expected, right?
Yeah.
We're all expecting to die eventually, so why not take the moment and be like, you did these things that were great and he taught me this.
Exactly.
A lot of cultures do celebrate when someone passes away.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because a lot of it's moving on to the next life.
Right.
That's what the funny thing about like Christians and stuff, like if it's so great after you die, Like, why are you so, like, trying so hard to keep going? Like, you know, like, you think that they think in their head, or maybe they just truly don't believe that, or there's a part in their mind that doubts it a little bit. They don't actually believe their own.
I've always wondered that, because, I mean...
There's got to be a part of them, even as religious as they are, that, like, what if this is it? What if...
Well, because on the opposite side of that, I have a part of my brain that thinks maybe there is.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. Like, yeah, what
I've prayed once.
Yeah, what if something, you know, like, oh shit, this is, maybe someone's there, actually there listening. Maybe there's a creator. Maybe it's aliens. Maybe,
I think
it's
having
a experiment.
Me and Forrest has talked about this before. Having a real open mind is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah,
because
constantly contradicting yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, every step of the way. And it's weird because I don't rule out anything.
Yeah. Nothing
is a yes or a positive for sure.
Yeah, like, I don't fucking know.
There's a lot of stuff that I feel is 99%, but there's always that 1% that's like, well, you know what? Maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like with a lot of religious people, there's not that.
No, I don't think so.
Like, they don't show that.
Yeah, they don't. They're like, no, there's no way.
But there has to be a smidgen somewhere along the line, somewhere around their life, at some point in time, something happened, and they had to have been like, wait a minute, that doesn't add up. Or, why would this happen to me?
Right?
I've been doing everything so right.
Exactly. That's what the hard part is, like, because, you know, they're like, it's a test, so all your choices are, you know, determine where you go. So if it's a test and they say God doesn't interfere, but then all of a sudden they start like,
God's watching you.
Yeah.
Only God can judge you.
God. A surgeon will spend 20 hours doing a surgery and they're like, thank God.
Don't get me started on that one. That makes me more furious than anything in this whole entire world.
God didn't
save your fucking child. The guy who studied science for 10 fucking years and practiced for 20 saved him.
A guy that devoted his life to
bettering
doing
people.
Just that. Just saving lives.
Yeah, that drives me nuts. I get it, though, but if you feel comfortable praying and that's what gives you comfort, 100% go for it. But give thanks where it is properly, you know, supposed to go.
Definitely.
But yeah, I just think that's an interesting topic
it is
to talk about because not a lot of people talk about death. It's not fun to talk about all the time, but it's kind of necessary.
Yeah, it is.
I think people need to keep that going sometimes and realize that they're being cunts for no reason and they're going to die.
You're going to fucking die too, bitch.
Well,
maybe today.
Yeah. So much hate, and we're all just going to die the same way.
Right?
Like, why hate? Hate is crazy nowadays.
Yeah, because people hate certain people for things that they have no control over. God. Like, why hate someone because the way they look or something that they have no control over?
It's the race thing, dude. It's
dumb. I don't know what that is.
I don't get, like, do people not realize, like, the reason why there's white people is when they started moving up towards the northern equator, the sun wasn't out as much, so we had to churn evolution had to churn wider so we can absorb sunlight better.
Yeah, exactly. People know evolution's blasphemy.
Oh yeah, it's fake news.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I hate though. Oh, I hate it on both sides. Like the new stuff, the what is it, gender wheel, like stuff like that. I don't know if you heard about it. The energy you gives off actually is what determines your gender. And then the next day they'll start talking about scientific climate change, or, you know, they'll start, go on, you're living in two different places. You can't all of a sudden, you know, start talking, telling science, like, okay, yeah, that's true. And then the next day tell me that science isn't real. Oh, biology doesn't affect, chromosomes aren't what affect your gender. Like, yeah, you guys can be mad about that, but yeah, like, I understand maybe some people, you know, like, you are who you are, but to tell me that, you know, a chromosome doesn't affect your gender or biology or science, and then the next day start quoting science.
I'm super uneducated on it, and I don't. If you want to be called whatever you want to be called,
I don't care.
Just fucking tell me. I don't like.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I don't give a shit.
Cool, But where I start drawing the line is when people start getting super rude because they think they're right.
Oh, do you know what I hate the most though is the people like you start like him and like, or there's okay the messed up one I've seen recently is they start telling the last of their kids, what do you want to be called today? Are you a boy or a girl today? What would you like to be called today? It's like you can't do that to a child. I think.
Whoa, no.
That's like.
Wasn't there some guy in Hollywood giving a 3-year-old hormones to change its sex?
That's the worst.
That's fucked up. That kid needs to be taken away.
Yeah, like there's like a kid likes Barbies, so a boy like, oh, it's a girl. Let's start giving treatment.
I played with fucking Barbies. Hate on it.
Exactly. It doesn't mean shit. I don't think you should be able to really do it honestly because there's so many stories until you're an adult. There's like.
Well, was it? I may be completely off on this, but Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
Familiar with her, actress? Yeah. I believe she said somewhere along the lines that she wanted to transition to a man.
Yeah.
But then a couple years later,
she didn't.
Yeah, she's glad
now
she didn't.
says she's nothing. She's gender fluid.
Yeah, but
yeah, do what you want. But yeah, they're like, because you're a developing brain, you're an adolescence, hormones, young teenager, you're gonna have confusing thoughts, and to change your whole life depending on who you were then, there's a lot of people that regret it.
Yeah, don't they say the frontal cortex doesn't stop developing until you're 25?
Yeah, and things that are happening to you, so your experiences that happen to us are determining our personality, things experiences. That's why a lot of things like fetishes will start from experiences as a child, like I don't know, a certain smell, like, or anything that was like common in childhood. They'll have fantasies or fetishes about when they're older. Like, it's weird.
No, yeah, it's
because you're developing brain, or things that trauma that happened to you. You seek out the trauma to, I don't know, try to understand. I don't know.
Understand it or
people
try and beat it.
People seek out trauma. Things that happen in childhood to. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's weird.
No, it is weird, and I think one thing that I find interesting is when people get offended, it still doesn't mean your opinion's right.
No.
And that's where people don't get, and they get afraid. When someone's standing up for themselves and another person gets offended, they think that means that other person's right and I need to stop.
That's what I hate. You can't offend anyone, and if you do...
You're wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the villain.
That's fucked. Everyone's offended by something. You can't just...
I don't remember last time I was offended by something.
Me neither. Not much offends me. If anything, I've got no reason to let words or...
Stupid people offend me.
Yeah.
But I just offend myself because I'm the one looking at stupid shit.
Right.
So that just comes back on me.
Exactly. There was my dad was showing me a video yesterday. He was watching it. Some guy, he was putting peanut butter. He drilled holes in a board and then made a little thing and then put peanut butter in each of the hole just to see how big of a hole a mouse could fit.
I watched that video. Yeah, absolutely.
Some guy was commenting, he's like, why am I watching video of a mouse go through holes at 4 a.m?
Dude, I was interested though. I wanted to see.
I don't know if you noticed, we'll have to rewatch it again. The guy, the dude that was filming the video was making the mouse's eating noises.
Oh, he was?
He was going...
No way.
Yeah, if you listen to it, it's him.
No way.
And then when the mouse would go through the hole, you could tell it was a balloon. He would make, like, sliding your fingers along the balloon. Like, he would make those noises when the mouse would go through the hole.
Oh, my God.
It is so funny. I was like, because you could just hear...
I thought that was just the mouse eating the peanut butter.
That's what I thought, too. I was like, wait, is that guy making the noises? And then sometimes you could tell it was him. He added in After Effects of him just...
That video may just gotten way better.
It's so funny. I was like,
my God.
Who's this fucking nerd? He's making noises. And the best is my dad's like, I was like, is that just a mouse, a random mouse? He's like, no, I think it's a mouse he put there. And then it was just a random mouse in his basement because I don't know if, the vole or whatever shows up later. And he's like, these are just animals, random, mice in his house. He's seen how big of a hole they can go into.
That guy's fucking lonely. Someone needs to go give that dude a hug. Hey, guy, if you're listening, come and join the podcast.
Right?
Fly out here, and I need to hear about your life because it sounds way more interesting than mine.
Yeah. Mice experiments and stuff.
In your basement with mice that live in your basement.
It's fucking hilarious.
Do we got anyone watching? Seeing what's up?
It says one, but I don't know. I think it might be us.
Oh, Forever Alone.
Yeah, there was one dude was commenting, but I don't know if you're still here.
I hope he has a good morning.
Yeah, I hope you have a good morning too.
What time is it here?
It is 2:27.
Oh, it's still early.
So unless you're, somewhere else, then.
Yeah, it's still early here. We're in mountain time.
Yep. 2:27 a.m.
Yeah. On
But,
Friday night.
Yeah.
This is way better than going out.
Oh, for sure. I'd rather sit here, drink, and podcast. But
Utah's a weird place for going out. Because there's, the interesting people here.
Oh, yeah. It was very weird.
Lots of druggies. People don't expect, a bunch of druggies to live in Utah.
Right?
But everyone is, pretty much a druggie nowadays.
The weird thing is you can, get most hard drugs probably, I don't know, maybe sometimes, than weed. You go to anyone at I guess, both equally. So it's equal. You can get any drug equally as weed. You could go to a bar and ask anyone for any drug and someone, yeah. I know a guy.
Everyone knows a fucking guy around here.
Right? So it's weird.
Yeah, I don't like it. Too many bros do.
Oh, fuck.
Too many bros who want to fight for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. They're so angry. Must have been molested by their fathers when they were growing up, or got the shit kicked out when their dad was drunk, so now they act tough in front of all their friends.
Have you seen that cell phone thing where it's the two bros and it's a BOGO free phone, bro? You seen that one?
No.
If anyone listening has seen that video, those are Utah people for sure.
That's so good.
Got some fucking tribal tats.
Oh,
cool.
God. But yeah, I think we probably got a while here, so do you want to wrap up this podcast? Maybe stream some gaming or something?
Oh, are we gonna fucking do that?
Yeah,
are
so
we gonna Call of Duty?
If you guys are watching and hanging in there, we will we're gonna switch over to some gaming now, so tune in.
5-minute break, and then we're gonna get the headshots rolling. Thank you for listening, everyone. Check out our Patreon, link in description.
Yeah, we'll link everything. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it.
Instagram,
all our support.
Pong Linus.
Pong Linus. Forever. Hashtag Pong Linus.
Hashtag Forrest is cutie. Hashtag handsome Chandler. Please get that one trending.
Good night.